everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making the beach soap with these adorable soap dough lobsters on top. So as usual, I'm starting out with my melted hard oils and my liquid oils in my large container and my lye water solution, which has been cooled, in my stainless steel bowl, and they're both just below 100 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and add my lye water solution into my oils, and I'm going to scrape out my lye water container. And then I'm going to bring this to emulsification with my spatula. Now that this is emulsified, I'm going to add my essential oil blend, which is a blend of lemongrass, orange, lavender and peppermint. It's a really nice citrusy smell with a hint of freshness from the peppermint. It smells so good and perfect for the summer. So I am going to bring this to trace with my stick blender, and this batter is going to stay slightly orange because of the orange essential oil. Now this soap did not want to play games with me. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. As you can see, I managed to splatter soap across my room, drop my stick blender in my soap, but we recovered. Now I'm just going to finish off mixing this up with my spatula. It has started to get very thick, and my lemongrass doesn't always behave very nicely, and today it decided was not its day. So I'm going to split off part of my batter. This soap is going to be an ombre soap, so I'm colouring part of my soap batter with the darkest colour of the soap, which is going to be blue, and I'm using indigo powder for that. And now I'm going to add some titanium dioxide into my Maine batter. And some Kaolin Clay. Just mixing up my indigo powder with my spoon. It wasn't quite dark enough, so I've added a little bit more, and you can see that the base is going to be very dark. Now I'm dispersing my titanium dioxide with my stick blender, and you can see just how thick this batter has got. So I'm not sure if the gradient will turn out a little bit blocky, but it will look just as good. Alright, now all of my colorants have been mixed up, so I'm going back to my dark blue, and I'm just running a line of that down the center of each of my molds. Now that that's in there, I've added a little bit of my Maine white, mixed that in, and I'm running another line right on top of the first one. And luckily this batter is still pourable. Now I'm going to repeat this technique with each line, and the more lines that you can pour, the more gradual the gradient will be. Now you can see that my soap has turned a murky greyish green colour. That's not actually going to stay. Once the soap is cured, it is going to turn back to a nice light blue. Now I've just moved my moulds to one side to show you I'm adding in 2 spoons of my base soap to my blue, and then mixing that in with my spoon until the colour is uniform. And then I keep doing that for every layer. I just add another 2 spoonfuls of the white in, so it gradually lightens the batter. And here we go, pouring it down the middle of the soap again. So you can see I did manage to get quite a few layers into this, despite the soap being so thick. So we should have a nice gradient effect in. And I'm going to finish off with adding my white soap batter just with my spatula. And finally I'm texturing the top of this soap, and it's supposed to look like the waves. My little lobsters are going to sit right on top. Now that that's all textured, it's time to make the lobsters. And I'm just making these out of soap dough that I have already made, and this one's coloured with paprika. I started out with a ball of the soap dough. I formed that into a teardrop shape, and then I'm just lifting the thin end up into the tail of the lobster. Now that I'm happy with the shape, I'm using my cuticle tool, which is for nail art care, to form the lines in the lobster's tail. And then I'm going to form the lines across his back. And at this point it does look rather like a shrimp. But we're going to add the legs, and I've just rolled out some more of the red soap dough into long strands. And these strands are going to do the legs on either side of the body, so I only need 4. and they'll be placed underneath the lobster like this, and then bent up to form the lobster's legs. So I'm just using some spring water, and I'm wetting the bottom of the lobster, and that will help stick the legs to the lobster. And I'm also using my cuticle tool to blend the legs into the bottom of the body. With all of the legs on the lobster, I'm moving on to creating his claws. And I have another ball of the soap dough, and I've formed that into an elongated teardrop shape and pointed the end, the wide end. And again, I'm using the wide side of my cuticle tool to cut an indent in to form the claws. And I'm going to repeat that to form 2 claws, and then again using my water and my cuticle tool to attach the claws to the lobster's body. Now I have some more thinner soap canes, and these are the lobster's tentacles. So I'm just putting those on to his face, and I'm using some more of that water to stick them down along his back. I have this fondant tool that is a smiley mouth shape. So I'm literally just putting that into the front and forming a smiley face. And the final step is adding some little black eyes onto the lobster. And here he is. How cute is that little lobster? Alright, the day after I made my soap, it was time to cut it and add the lobsters. So here is the side of the bar. A little sneak peek before we cut it. And this is what the middle piece looks like. Look how that gradient turned out. It's really nice and gradual, and the bottom of the soap is a nice deep dark blue, fading up to a white at the top to look just like the ocean. And the tops are so nicely textured, they look just like crashing waves. Alright, so with that cut, it's time to add the lobsters onto the top and bring this soap together. So I have some of my soap frosting recipe, and this has just been coloured with orange peel powder, and I've added some oatmeal for some texture. I'm adding a little spoonful onto the top of each bar to support the lobsters. And then I'm going to go ahead and place a lobster on the top of each bar. I just can't get over how cute those little lobsters are. I never thought I'd say that about a lobster, but these ones are cute. And once all those lobsters are sitting nicely on top of the bars of soap, I am going to use a round Wilton piping tip and just place some of my soap frosting under the lobsters. That's it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And for more videos, please subscribe.